Welcome to Car Shopping Mistakes. I'm your host, Deshone the Auto Advisor. If you are car shopping now, or you will be in the next 3 to 6 months, type me in the comments. Let us know where you're at so that we can make sure that you have the advice you need to make the best car deal you've ever made and not be spending more than 30 minutes in car dealerships. The name of the game with great deals is to not be spending time in dealerships. The more time you're spending in dealerships, the worse deal you're getting. The worst deal you're getting. Valencia, good to see you. Valencia World says she's shopping. If you're shopping now or you will be in the next 3 to 6 months, type me in the comments and let me know. Now, for those of you who are not shopping right now, you still may hang around for the next hour, learn something, because you're going to see a lot of people ask questions that you will ask or you would have when you go start shopping. So what typically happens if you hang out here enough, somebody's going to ask the same question that you would have asked, and you can get your answers that way. So welcome to Truth. Good to see you. Let me hop on over to Instagram and actually pop in over there. And I'll give you guys time to start typing your questions. No questions off limit. I try to do just rapid fire Q&A. So you have questions about leasing, about loans, about, getting the best deal, new cars, pre-owned cars. If you just want to tell me your situation, kind of what your goal is, we can go from there. And that's typically how we run it here. So let's see. I'll give you guys time to start typing. Once we get the first couple questions coming in, Dolan will start to bring them into the show. And we'll go from there. All right, I'm just sharing the show. Shout out to the sharers. And before we even start with the questions, I want to talk about the mistakes that I see people making. Let's really start out with the mistake of this leasing versus buying. I'm so happy that over the last 3 years, who was taught never lease a car? You were taught or you heard never lease a car. I could not be more happy that we have been helping people get their first lease for the last 3 and 4 years. The financial advice we've been listening to concerning leasing has cost us thousands of dollars. I was going to lease a car next week. As long as you get 5 offers, cool money. As long as you get at least 5 offers, you're good. See, people are out there paying. There's a couple ways that you can get a car. You can buy it new, you can buy it pre-owned, or you can lease it new. When you lease a car, you're leasing it brand new. So if you look at the financial parameters, you ask yourself, if I buy a new car, how much will it cost me? Now, I want you to use this rule. Every $5,000 is about how much per month. This is not for the new people. If you're new here, type the number 1. Let me know you're new. You've never been on the show. I don't expect you to have the answer to this question. But if you've heard this before, then every $5,000 is about how much on a car payment. You may have seen this in my video. You might have seen this on a show. This is a principle we teach. I want you to lock this into your head forever. Let's see if anybody knows. Or we got a bunch of new people. Michelle's new. I see you. Cool Money's new. DJ Furious. Okay, I see you. Sandra Bonds on Facebook. You're new. Okay, a lot of new people checking in. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So if none of you know, I want you to remember this. Every $5,000 is about $100 per month. Good to see you, Digby, on TikTok. Every $5,000 is about $100 per month. So how do we turn that into a real budget? You look at a car, $30,000 divided by 5,000. You're going to see that's about 600. Well, that is 600. So when you see that a $30,000 car to purchase is $600, if you borrowed that money, now you know about how much that car is going to cost, about how much $600 a month will get you if you purchase. Now, if you lease, $600 a month, depending on the lease deal, could get you a $50,000 car. So we're driving. So if your budget is $600 per month, then you have a couple ways that you can get a car. You can go find a $30,000 new car, no money down. You're at about $600 on a 5-year loan. You can go find a $30,000 used car. You're about $600 on a 5-year loan. Now, for $30,000 used car, maybe it was like $45 when it was new. You get it for $30. Or you can get a $50,000, depending on the lease deal, brand new car that you lease. So let's drive this home. You have people pulling up in cars. They're all paying $600 a month. One of them is driving a brand new $30,000 car. They didn't put any money down. Another one is driving a $30,000 used car. They didn't put any money down. $30,000 car. Another one is driving a $50,000 brand new car. They didn't put any money down. Who's getting the most value? In the short term, it's the person driving the $50,000 new car. It's nothing you can say about that. It's no like, well, it depends. Nope. $50,000 brand new car, $30,000 brand new car, $30,000 used car. The person driving the $50,000 car at $600 a month is getting the most value, hands down. Now, in the long run, where do the people who buy win? That's where we talk about the 8-year rule. That's why if you're buying your cars and you're keeping it 8 years, you should be purchasing, not leasing. 8 years is when you win. So that's where I wanted to start at. Let's start, like, tear down this bad information you've heard and you've believed about leasing. And I see people asking, we got a lot of questions coming in. I see you, Jaguar Music, on Instagram. I see you, Cool Money. I see you, we got a question. I see, hold on. From what I can see, we got like 4 or 5 questions waiting. So, Dolan, you could bring in the first one. Type your questions in, anything you want to ask. If you want to ask about leasing, I saw someone asked about bad credit. What about if I have bad credit? What about mileage with leasing? Just start typing those questions. We'll bring them all into the show and we'll get to them one by one. Is that true for someone that went into bankruptcy? Okay, so if you came out of bankruptcy, your goal should be to rebuild your credit as quick as possible. Right now, your credit's blank. You come out of bankruptcy, your credit's blank. You have nothing there, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's easy for you to build. I've seen people come out of a bankruptcy and literally they have a 700 score in 1 year. They're going to go get credit cards. Just like if you're 18. If you're 18, you go get credit cards, you don't use them. Pay $15 gas, or you don't have a car yet. You pay $15, $20 a month for something, pay it off. You're going to have a 700 credit score. The more you don't use your credit, the more credit they give you. So when they see that you have the credit, $500 credit card, $1,000 credit card, you're not using it, credit score is high because your utilization is low. So that's what you should be doing. You cannot come out of a bankruptcy, just wipe your credit, and then go into the dealership and be like, okay, now I can get a car. You have no credit history. So the first goal should be, let me rebuild my credit as quick as possible. And you can do this quick. Follow Shonda Martin. Some of you know Shonda Martin. She's on pretty much every platform we're on right now. And she's rolled to 750 plus. Now you got to let me know. Can you wait and build your credit for 3 to 6 months? Can you start to get some type of credit history? Or are you in need of a car right now? In which case you have to get a car with bad credit or no credit. Because if you don't have anything on your history, that's technically no credit, which is bad credit. So, okay, you need something ASAP. Okay, so what you should be doing, and again, if you don't have good credit right now, you should be buying the smallest car you can with the lowest payment. I got into the car business 2006. I was 22. I've been in and around the car business since then. So what is that? Almost 20 years now? The mistakes come from 2 things. You don't know what to do. A lot of the stuff I'm going to say, oh, I didn't know I could sell a lease, Deshone. Oh, I didn't even know I could sell a car if I don't have the title. It's not paid off yet. I thought I had to pay it off to sell it. Deshone, I didn't know every dealer, every, Toyota dealer has a different price. I thought they were all the same price, like the Apple store. All of that is you didn't know. Oh, I didn't know about leasing. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. I had misconceptions. All of this stuff has cost you thousands of dollars. That's you not knowing. The other problem is you know and you don't do, because now I'm going to make sure you know. So once you know, it's your obligation, or it's up to you if you're going to do. So if I have bad credit, I'm looking to rebuild my credit. I need a car right now. First thing I'm doing is asking myself, in my book, Cars from Home, first step is how many years you're going to keep the car. Because we need to determine, are you going to lease or you're going to buy? Are you going to lease or you're going to buy? You don't determine that based on how many miles you drive or, it's the 8-year rule. Are you going to keep the next car 8 years? Who keeps their cars more than 8 years? Type K. Because you're buying what we call keepers. If you're a keeper, Deshone, every car I buy, I'm keeping this thing 8, 10 years, 12 years. When the transmission goes out, I go and get another transmission. I see we got keepers. Shout out to the keepers. Michelle, we got Chantal. Who are the keepers? Sandra Bonds on Facebook. I see you. Where are the keepers at? K Mathis on Instagram. Keepers. These, you should not be thinking about leasing. Who's the keepers? See, we like to make this clear. Lon, I see you. Kara, keeper. All right. You need to be very clear, because people be like, Deshone, you talk about leasing a lot. Should everybody be leasing? No. Everyone who's not keeping their cars 8 years should be leasing. And if you don't have the credit to lease, your goal should be get the credit to lease. But so the first question I'm asking you, if I have bad credit, is how many years am I going to keep this car? Now, to those of you because if you don't have bad credit, or if you don't have marginal credit, somebody is going to have it. There's a lot of people getting hit in this economy, and they're going to have credit challenges and need a car. Why is this important? Because let's just say I don't have good credit, but I'm a keeper. That means I'm not thinking about leasing. I'm looking to get a car that I can keep for 8 to 10 years or more, and I don't really have good credit right now. No problem, because the goal is find the best car for the best price, and then I'm going to get a loan, and I'm going to pay more for that loan because my credit is bad. I still need to get a great price on the car. We got to talk about that. Separating the price of the car from the loan. Some of you are savvy and you understand this, and some of you just mix these things together. But when it comes to getting a high interest rate because I have bad credit, as long as I get a good car, once my credit is better, what can I do with that loan? So let's say I got a great price on a car. I got a car, it's going to last 10 years. It's perfect, but I'm paying 21% interest. So I'm going to fix my credit, work on my credit. And then once my credit is good, I still want to keep this car. What can I do with this loan? Refinance. That's a simple fix. But if you don't realize that you're a keeper, then you're going in and you're getting a bad car. 6 months, a year down the road, 2 years, the car's having problems because you didn't take it seriously that you needed a long-term car. So not only did you mess up the plan because the car is going to start having problems, now I got to see, do I want to fix the car, or do I want to, I got to make the payment, now my payment's due, but then the car's having problems. All of this can be prevented. And you need to know up front what your goal is. But if your goal is to lease, Deshone, I'm not keeping cars 8 years and I don't have good credit, you should be buying the smallest inexpensive car you can that you can get a loan on. $10,000 car, go drive it for 2 years, make your payments, and then switch into a lease. If you're driving a car, if you're buying a car to keep, then you can go and get a nice car, get the most car you can afford comfortably. You're going to have a high interest rate, and then you refinance that car when you actually get, your credit up. So this is all in my book. My digital book, Cars from Home, breaks all of this down step by step. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, how to know when to lease, how to know when to buy, new car, used car, you drive a lot of miles. I have plans in there for everybody. It's a digital book. It's 5-star rated. Thank you to everybody who went to Goodreads and reviewed the book. You can get a copy of the book. It's normally $97. You can get it as part of my launch offer for 75% off. That's $24. It's for 2 hours. So as long as you get there, go to my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments or the Facebook comments, click that link, and you'll see $24 for 2 hours. Once that, as long as you get it before that, you got it for $24 instead of $97. And you can have everything step by step. So you're not worried about, I'm trying to remember all of this. You can watch the replay on YouTube too. But all of this is everything I'm teaching is part of a plan. It's not me winging it. This all comes out of my book. All right, go ahead, Dolan. Bring the next one up. Keep typing your questions. I know we got a lot of questions coming in from all 4 platforms, so Dolan will bring them into the show. Just keep on typing. What is considered marginal credit? Now, this is going to depend on what you're trying to achieve. I like to see all right, who's a homeowner? If you're a homeowner, type me. Now, if you have marginal credit before you bought your home, your realtor or your mortgage person probably told you, go work on your credit and then get your credit to this to get a mortgage. A lot of people do that. They go and they work on their credit, and once their credit is a 640 or 620 or 660 or whatever it is to qualify for the mortgage, they go and get their mortgage. That's how it should be with a car. You want to get yourself, if you have the time, you want to get yourself to about that 660 mark. That 660 mark puts you, and I'm talking, do not use Credit Karma. Do not use Credit Karma. The amount of people who used to come into the dealership we run their credit, it's low 6s, 609, 590, and then they call me back, a couple months down the road. Oh, Deshone, yeah, my credit's better. And then we come in and they're like, yeah, I think it's up to about a 660, 680 now. And then we pull it and it's a 620, 630. And that's Credit Karma. Do not put yourself in a position where you're listening to Credit Karma. Pay. You can go to Google and you can type in, get my FICO scores. You want your FICO scores direct from the credit bureau. If you don't subscribe to a thing that gives you it before you go and make a purchase, you want to know what your FICO score is, not what a Credit Karma score is. But if you have the time, you want to try to get your FICO scores all above the 660, 670 mark. That's going to be in that good category. You can qualify for a lot of leases. Now, if you're in the 650, I want you to think about this. I have something I teach called credit and when it comes to profiles, leasing and credit. It's easier to get a loan to buy a car than it is many times to qualify for a lease. If you got a low 600 credit score, a lot of people will approve you. They're just going to approve you at a higher rate, higher interest rate. With a lease, it can work similar. But sometimes where you're in that low 620, 630, it's very tough to get approved. They're not going to take that much risk, but you may have a strong profile. So when you go into this, it's not black and white, guys. It's not like you can say, if my credit score is this, I'm done. What if your credit score is this, but you have a car payment already you've paid on time? When I worked for Mercedes, I worked for Mercedes for 5 years. We'd have people whose whole life was falling apart, but they never missed a payment on their Mercedes, and they get approved all the time. Everything else is falling apart, behind on the home. But if Mercedes sees you pay them, you got approved. So what I say is a current car. That's why those of you, if you're building to get a lease, if you're building to get a better car, pay that car on time that you have now. Because the best thing you can do is have a history of on-time payments on your car. That means a lot to a bank versus missing the car or putting the payments on the back because you thought that somebody told you could do that and it wouldn't affect your credit. A lot of people learn the hard way. Oh, I thought when I put the payment on the back, it didn't show as late. It does. So we again, I'm here to tell you everything from the inside. I've been helping people for years. We have people all around the country. You know, we'll bring a lot of them into the show. Marguerite, Brian, you know, a lot of the people who write in, Sheree. But we have this. I'm telling you from the inside, not from your perspective. I'm not like the public, and it's like, oh, this guy this guy must have really learned about buying cars because he's teaching. No, I'm from the dealerships. And, you know, if I wasn't doing what I was doing for 10 plus years, that was my job in dealerships, working with people, looking at banks, looking at credit reports, sitting there, seeing people turn down, seeing negative equity. So that's where my solutions for you come from inside. And so I would tell you, try to get to that mid sixes mark. And you'll put yourself out of a manipulation zone. You can qualify for a lot more things. All right, I see you, Michelle. I see you. Kim Randall, good to see you. The Savage Mama checking in. Abdul checking in. Good to see you. Go ahead, Dolan. You can bring up the next one. All right. Shout out to Dad. Y'all running the likes up on TikTok. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's double tapping the screen. We appreciate you. Can you talk about putting money down or not when purchasing a car? So important. Listen, this is a good one. This is a good one. I don't know who asked this question, but this is a good one. Can you talk about putting money down or not when purchasing a car? So here's how you want to make sure your down payment never gets taken if you are purchasing a car. You must separate your monthly payments from the price of the car. You make the mistake sometimes of going in and saying, what's the payments on that car? Who's ever said that? Hit the like button, type me. You ever said, hey, what's the payments like on that car right there? The reason why we don't do that is because you're actually mixing two transactions when you do that. Thank you for being honest. Shout out to the people who are being honest. You're mixing two transactions. You're looking at the price of the car and you're looking at the loan details, which equate to your monthly payment. See, if you pay cash for cars, then you understand you don't care about the payments. You go in, you're trying to find out the out the door price. What is my out the door price from the car for this car? If you're doing it our way, you're doing this from home. Bunch of dealers submitting offers to you. They're out the door offers for this car to your email, bidding war. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. That's the Cars from Home way. But once you get the out the door price, you then say, all right, that car that I want, $32,000, including all my tax, all my fees, $32,000. I pull up my auto loan calculator. How much is $32,000 on a car payment? Well, 5 years might be around $620 a month. 6 years might be around $550 a month. Okay. Do I want my payment to be that high? If I could afford that payment, do I want my payment to be that high? You see how we've separated the price of the car from our loan and our monthly payments. This has nothing to do, and this is what we call the 3 pillars of great car deals. 3 pillars. You cannot get a great car deal if you're mixing these 3 pillars. First one, who I buy my car from. Second, who I get my loan from. Third, who I give my old car to and sell it to. That's why we don't say trade here. That's a curse word. Forgive me if I even saying it. And if, we get some questions about trade-ins, we'll explain why we don't trade cars. So we have to separate these and bid out each one. You have so many online tools at your disposal that you just don't know how to use yet when it comes to your cars. You know how to use Amazon to go buy a TV. You know how to get a subscription to YouTube. You got a ton of online tools you know how to use. Shazam, what's that song? Shazam it. But the online tools about car buying, you just don't know how to use them. That's where I come in. Our entire system is showing you websites that do this, tools that do that. And so we can make sure that we're getting the best deal. So the only way you're going to make sure you never lose your down payment is you have to separate the monthly payments from the price of the car. If you go in and say, hey, how much is that payment? The car salesman says, well, all right, how much can you put down? Well, I don't really want to put any money down. Well, all right, if I had to, I guess I could put down like 3, 4 max though, but I'm trying to be at like $600 a month. You're working your loan out with them. That's a loan. And let me tell you how, let me show you why you can know you shouldn't be mixing these transactions. There's big money in all of them. There's a ton of people who want to sell you a car. There's a ton of people who want to give you a loan. They don't sell cars. Let me say that one again. There's a ton of people who want to give you a loan. They don't sell cars. They want to compete for your loan. That should tell you there's a lot of money in the loan business. Then there's a ton of people who want to buy your car from you. Your car you have now. You're the one you're like, well, I just normally go trade the car in. Well, how many offers are you getting when you trade the car in? Well, I usually just get the one from whatever the dealer says he's going to pay for me. Okay. So there's a ton of people who want to buy that car from you. They don't care about selling you a car, and they don't care about giving you a loan. So when you buy a car from a dealer and you give them your old car on trade-in and you get your loan from them, you just gave them 3 transactions. You did 3 transactions with them in one. Do you see why it's impossible for you to get a great deal doing that? Type $signs if that makes sense. Who's locked in? Because I know sometimes we only got a couple people that be watching. Some people, man, you're cooking dinner and you're like, all right, I hear you, Deshone. You're not gonna save $5,000, $10,000 like my students, and you're cooking dinner and you're just trying to listen in on the side. Look, you're not gonna get this. Look, person got a Kia $439 a month, $35,000 car. Look, save probably $6,000 off the car. Melissa, $12,000 that she got from Carvana. Let me just read something from people who are locked in, so you can, maybe this will inspire you to get locked in. All right, this is Melissa. 4 days of leasing like a boss. That's our system we follow for getting our leases. Started with a Kia Telluride as first choice. Quotes for 36 months, 15,000 miles a year. Ranged from 642 to 653. Went to a Honda Pilot. Ended up getting quotes as choice B from 616 to 713 after contacting every dealer in North Carolina. She did this from home, right from home. She got after contacting every dealer, the dealer I ended up leasing from originally quoted me 719, came back at 616 in 3 days with 0 due at signing. This is on a, where's her car at? I can't see. Hold on, 616. Oh, that one wasn't clear. All right, here, let me read this one. Thanks so much for these resources. I read the entire book last night. Already been underway trying to put my deal together. What a great book. I have my quotes together, and now I'm ready to take the next step with the calculator. Big fan of your channel and the resources. However, when we shop for 12,000 miles per year, do we adjust to 15,000? So these are people who are taking action on a plan. So when you see the plan, there's going to be different results. If you're out here winging your car process, oh, I hope I did this. Oh, shoot, I thought I watched the Instagram video. They told me don't say that. I shouldn't have told them I had a down payment. You're not going to get it. You're not going to save $5,000 or $10,000 on your car payment, on your car transaction accidentally. You don't just slip into that. So lock in and grab this lesson now. I need to separate my transactions. Who I buy my car from is one transaction. I'm going to bid it out. I'm going to give a bunch of people an opportunity to sell me this car. If I'm looking at a used Toyota Camry, I want to see every Toyota Camry within 150 miles, and I'm going to narrow it down, and I'm going to pick the best one, independent of my loan. My loan is a whole nother story, because when I shop for my loan, I'm going to do the bank bidding war, where I can have multiple people. I don't even want to mention that without telling you about it, because it's like, whoa, what's the bank bidding war, Deshone? Okay, so you can have multiple banks and credit unions compete for your interest rate in a small period of time, and it's going to weigh on your credit score like one hard inquiry. Like one hard inquiry. Mamba Mentality, I love the name. I love the name. Why can't I do a super chat? I don't know. Yinka, good to see you on Facebook. IB Johnson. On one hard inquiry. So let's just say, and so when you get your loan, how do we know that 5.2% interest rate was the best? How do you know that the 7.1 interest rate was the best if you have no other offers? And what we've been used to is we're just going to go with our bank. We're going to go with our credit union. We're going to go with the dealer's bank. Why? We're going to make these people compete. And when you do this, when you do it this way, you can have people compete in a short period of time and get multiple offers on your loan without it affecting your credit score. But it has to be done in a small window of time. Now, if you Google it, rate shopping, it'll say between 14 days and 45 days. You do it our way, it's going to take you 48 hours. And you don't do this until after you find your car. After you find your car is when you do a hard inquiry. You let these banks and credit unions compete for your loan. And again, you notice I've already found my car. I already got the best price on that car right there at ABC Motors. I got that thing on hold. Don't pick up the car the same day. As much as they're going to ask you, hey, you want to take it home today? You want to take it home today? No. If I take it home today, when do I have time to go shop my interest rates? I'm not taking it home today, but let me get my buyer's order with my numbers on it. Let me go home and let me actually do my shopping for my loan and my interest from home. And then if you can actually beat that rate, it's a competition. But because you didn't know that you could let multiple banks do this in a short period of time, you're only going to your bank. You coming back with a 6.49. Well, I guess that's good. What if somebody could get you a 5.49? Do you know how much a difference between a 5.49 and a 6.49 is on a loan? Could be $1,200. This is why we're getting all the money. So again, all of this is in my book, digital book, Cars from Home. You don't have to wait for it to come in the mail. You can have it by the end of the show. It's in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, Facebook comments, and YouTube comments. Normally $97, but you can get it as part of our welcome offer for $24. As long as you get there before the 2 hours is up, you get it for 75% off. It'll have everything in there. That is the bank bidding war. If you're not, again, before we go to the next question, if you're leaving the dealership wondering, if I was to walk up to, yo, Deshone, what's going on, man? Hey, I just got this car, man. What do you think? Okay. Did you get a good deal on it? Yeah, man, I definitely got a good deal. How do you know? If you're not saying to me, yo, man, you know how many offers I saw? Man, I got about 6 offers on this car from different dealers. This was the best one. Okay, you did good. What about your loan? No, man, listen, my bank competed, credit union competed. The dealership told me none of their banks could beat what my bank gave me. Congratulations, man. You got a great deal. But if you don't have that same confidence, you did not get a great deal. And now you're driving in a $30,000 car, $50,000 car, and you don't have the confidence that you actually didn't leave thousands of dollars in these dealerships. This is crazy. And when you get mad and stop accepting it, you'll listen to what we're telling you to do. If you think you deserve that abuse, then you're going to keep doing the same thing. That's why you got to unlearn. Okay? So separate your transactions. Who I buy my car from, I'm getting multiple offers for. Who I get my loan from, I'm getting multiple offers. Who I sell my old car to, I'm getting multiple offers. And with the internet, I can do all of this right from my house. Right here. All right. That's the Cars from Home way. Let's go, Dolan. All right. Keep typing your questions. I see you, Mamba Mentality. I see Mamba Mentality got a lot of questions. Samante Love, good to see you. Jay Bass, good to see you. Yep, Jay Bass. Separate transactions. Exactly. D So Chill on TikTok, good to see you. Lisa on TikTok, good to see you. Hector Ruiz, thank you, Hector Ruiz. Shout out to the sharers. Shout out to the sharers. I always got to take time to shout out the sharers. We can't do this without you. All right, how can I schedule a consultation with you? Also, does it make sense to lease a pre-owned vehicle? So let me answer the bigger part of the question first. Most leases are going to be brand new. There's only been a few manufacturers that have tried to do a pre-owned lease program. Lexus tried it. BMW's tried it. And there's certain brands that can technically lease a used car. The reason why I don't like it is because it's not enough of a wide stream. It's not enough of a mainstream program to create competition. And if you can't create competition, then you don't know if you're getting a good deal. If you walk in to lease a brand new car and you're walking in and again, we don't do this. We never sit down in a dealership. We're there to test drive only. We're never talking numbers. But if you are doing it the old way, you're going to go in and then you're going to get a bad lease deal presented to you. And they'll say, well, I could lease you this 3-year-old one and it'll save you like $150 a month. How do I know that's a good deal? It might be affordable. And sometimes you confuse affordable with a good deal. It's not a good deal because you could afford it. I want to let that sink in. We confuse, you know how many people I watch get a horrible deal, but they go home and they're like, yo, man, they got me to my payment. Bad credit usually. A lot of people with bad credit will brag about yo, man, you got to go see Joe, man. Why do we need to go see Joe? Man, he got me in a car. Nobody else could. All right, let's look at the numbers. Dag, you're paying 24% interest. You know this is an 8-year loan? You know this is an 8-year loan. Oh, nah, I just, listen, man, Joe, you sending all your friends to Joe. Oh, look, and this car has 70,000 miles on it. You paid $28,000 for it? See, because they got you to a payment you could afford. So you thought, good deal. Now, I go into a Bentley dealership right now. Bentley's $300,000. And they say to me, we'll give you this Bentley for $150,000. So they give me somebody offers to give me a $300,000 Bentley for $150,000. 50% off. We're going out of business. Take it. Can I afford it? No. Is it a good deal, though? Is it a good deal? $300,000 Bentley, half price, $150,000. Many people, you don't have that in your budget to go and bring $150,000 dropping on a car. Now, if you want to do a business thing, go buy it for $150,000, quickly sell it to another dealer for $220,000. Okay, that's what we would do. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just you alone. Affordability does not equal deal. A deal is a deal whether I could afford the deal or not. And the only way we know a deal is to actually get multiple offers. There's no other way. So I'm going to continue to say it. There is no other way. I've been in the car business since 2006. There is no other way for you to know you got a deal without comparison shopping. Same way if you walked into a grocery store and there was only one, you walk into the Dorito factory. There's only Doritos everywhere. No other competition. They sell them for $7 a bag. There's no competition. So everybody who's in the Dorito factory is paying $7. But when they go in the supermarket, Doritos competing against Lay's, competing against Wise. Oh, you can't be $7, Dorito. You might have to be $4 this week. You might have to be on sale this week for $2.99. Competition. It's everything else. So a lot of what I'm saying to you will click when you realize that you've been programmed to buy cars in a way that you don't buy anything else up. You don't buy anything else that way. Everything else you buy in your life is competition. People competing. Everything else only with cars, we look at one offer. So that's why when you come home, start to look at the whole market, you're going to love this. You're going to be like, man, I don't know how I didn't start doing this before. What I'm teaching is not, the whole cars from home system is not rocket science. We just use the internet to create competition. That's how we get crazy deals. That's how you see Alex graduated, was able to get a new lease for my partner, sold his old car to Carvana, bid that out. Notice he didn't trade it. He didn't say I traded in my car. I sold my old lease to Carvana, old 3,500. He got 14. That was his highest bid. Went test driving, got a 2025 Hyundai Tucson, got a 1.3% lease deal, no money down, $42,500 car, $580 a month, and that's a 1.3% lease. Now, $42,500, guys, would normally be, with no money down, about $800 a month. Maybe about $825 for 5 years. He's paying $580. So when we talk about leasing keeps thousands of dollars per year in your pocket versus purchasing. Thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars per month, but thousands of dollars per year. So so to answer your last question, I don't do consultations. We have 3 ways we help the public: through my book, through our Shop with Deshone program. A lot of these people that you're seeing me share, they've either got my book or they're in our Shop with Deshone program. Just Ralph, Jen, Stormy. Just wanted to let you know that your package worked. $48,000 MSRP, no money down. She's paying $622 a month. That's normally a $900 payment. Marie, some of you know Marie from some of our other shows. We talked about her. Just wanted to reach out. Thank you. She used the book, saved over $13,000 off of her Mercedes, got her payment to be hundreds lower per month, maintenance included. Just wanted to say thank you. She got a 2025 GLC Coupe. Some people have this same car. You're looking at this car. You're like, hold on, Deshone, I got that same car. Did you get $13,000 off? Did you get $13,000 off? This is when we got to say to ourselves, whoa, what's happening that Marie got $13,000 off? I thought I did okay. I got $4,000 off. You see how dangerous it is when you don't get multiple offers? You thought, man, I negotiated, man. I was in that dealer for about 5 hours, man, to get that $4,000 off. Marie never went into a dealership and she got $13,000 off. So you just made a $9,000 mistake. So you could either change your behavior, go grab my digital book, Cars from Home, learn the same thing, use the same strategy step by step that Marie just used, and you could eliminate you making these types of mistakes, or you can continue to do what the car business wants you to do. So in my digital book, you have everything. That's why it's called 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, YouTube comments, Facebook comments. You can get 75% off for the next 2 hours. So you won't pay the normal $97. You get it for $24 if you get there before the welcome offer expires. And that's a digital book. It'll be in your inbox by the time we end the show. You'll have all these strategies to use for you, your family, your spouse, your kids, to make sure every transaction you're winning. You're leaving no money on the table. All right. So yes, I don't do, and you'll see in our Cars from Home toolkit in my bio, we do have a program where we shop for people around the country. In fact, before we go to the next question, let me show you what you'll be able to do. But in our case, we do this for clients. So you get in where you fit in. I don't tell you, it's like if I put a buffet in front of you, everything gets you full. You get the book, you're there. You come into Shop with Deshone, we do it together. You watch our video checklist. You have coaching calls, we have Zoom calls, we have a private Facebook group. You get to your goal. Or you can, if you qualify, you got to have the credit. You got to be shopping for a new car. You can look into our Done For You program. You can book a call with our team. But here's an example of how big of a margin these offers. I want to show you the difference between some offers here, because some of you don't really see it. Hold on. I got to label these better for our next show. Okay, here's an example. So we can see here for this particular car, the payments ran, all of the car itself is $64,000. We're shopping for a Genesis. This particular month on this particular car, the payments range. Y'all ready? We got 6 offers on this car. The payments range from, well, I'm just reading them to you. $973, $899, $1,102, $1,066, $921, $913. Now this is initial payments. Why is there a $200 difference in these initial payments? This is why you never want to take people's first offer, because the initial payments are going to be high. But even in the initial negotiations, why is it, Deshone? Wait, all of these cars are the same price. Why is one dealer at $1,050 and another dealer is at $899? Because they're criminals. So what do you think you're doing if you just walk into a dealership and say, let me give this dealer a shot at negotiating? If you're negotiating with the dealer that's at $1,050 or $950 or $975, where are you going? And the goal is to have that dealer. This is why when these dealers come, when they come down $100, you think, oh, I had to win. Man, they just came down $100 per month. They started out, they were at $590, and now we're at $490. This has to be a good deal. Well, how do we know that they weren't supposed to start at $490 and end up at $390? If this is clicking for you, type a $, because this is clicking for some of you. Those of you who are locked in, this is why it has to be a mentality change. I'm pulling back the curtain so you can see that, Deshone, it's been feeling like when I go to buy a car, it's a mental game. I drive off and I'm kind of happy, but then I don't really have the peace. I don't really feel like I did good. I'm kind of hoping I did okay, right? That's you, right? So I'm telling you that your gut has not been lying to you. I see you, P. Honda Fundamental Salon. Good to see you. Got my book. Use it and win. So your gut is not lying to you. I'm just the one from the inside coming to tell you that you closing your eyes and hoping things go well is not working. It's not going well for you. If you looked at other people, they're doing better. If you looked at people with strategy, they're getting cars for $200 a month less than you. They're getting $5,000 off less than you. They're leaving knowing that they got the best deal because they saw so many offers. You're hoping, and that hope is not leading to that. Hope is a bad strategy. So what you want to do is you want to change your mindset and realize that the dealer's whole goal is to keep you from shopping. If you burn that into your head about the car business, the entire goal of every dealership is to keep me from shopping their competition. And if you know that, then you're not going to go into the dealership. You're going to say, all right, how can I be at home and do this from home? Again, that's all in my book. But even if you want to make calls, there's some people, you've been on to this since 4 years ago, 10 years ago. You're like, Deshone, man, I knew, man, I don't go into those dealerships. I call around, I'm going to get me a bunch of offers. And by the time I get there, that's when I'm picking up my car. You've been on to this truth for a long time. Some of you, I'm not telling anything new. Some of you, you're like, whoa, I didn't know that really. I thought that it was all about going in and just negotiating. No, because 80% of dealers are never going to give you what we call a below market deal because they got too many other people walking in that's willing to pay a higher price. So you have to find the dealer who is going to give you that low payment out of the whole market. That's why this is a bidding war. And when you start to do this, you're going to be like, yo, why does it seem like this is kind of fun now? I kind of enjoy this. Is like a game. And you're the prize. So instead of feeling like you're begging, oh, come on, can you do another $500 off? Come on, man. I'm only asking. Get me from 520 to 499, man. You're begging. So instead of begging, you got people now competing for you. Whole different story. That's what we want. That's the transformation we want for you today. All right, let's go. Dolan, next question. All right, Fundamental Salon, I see you. I see you, Jay Bass. I see you, Randall Pine Straw. You got the number 3 gifted badge. Thank you. Y'all lighting up the lights on TikTok. Thank you so much. Monica 9300, BKS Aggie, Timothy Garces, Drew Saberton reposted the broadcast. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody sharing this. What about military personnel? What's the question? Just rewrite that question because I don't know. What's the question? I know what about military personnel. I don't know. Are you asking about military rebates? I don't know. So just kind of give me a full question, and then I'll be able to give you a better answer. Hello, I'm planning on purchasing a 2025 Escalade. Any negotiation between the MSRP and the invoice? Of course. Now, if you walk into a dealer and you say something like that, what is the dealer going to say? So let me ask everybody who's watching. We're live on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If this person casually walked into the dealer and said, hey, is there any negotiation between the MSRP and the invoice? What do we think a smart dealer is going to say? Not an honest dealer, a smart one. Thank you, Sassy. No. No. And you know what's crazy? They're going to say it in a way that makes you believe it. So if I put my car salesman hat on and I switched it to kind of for myself, this is what it would sound like. Or is there any negotiation between MSRP and invoice? Not really. On these cars, I mean, we don't even have a lot of them. A lot of people are trying to get them now because the tariffs are about to hit. And even though this is an American-made car, some of these parts, they're produced in Mexico. So there's not, we really like to, a lot of dealers are selling them over MSRP. In 10 seconds, I just took you to, whoa, but can I get MSRP though? See, that's why I'm never training you to go in and negotiate with people that negotiate every day, 3 times a day for the last 10 years. You're just not going to be a match. You might negotiate office furniture. Yo, Deshone, I do office furniture. A car salesman couldn't come in and negotiate with you on office furniture. But you can't go into a car sale and negotiate with car salesmen because, again, the psychology, we just know every question to ask, everything to say. It's a mind. And so some people use it for good and some people use it for evil. And so how do we find out what the discount is on the Escalade? We talk to multiple Cadillac dealers. Now, if you're doing it our way, in my book, I have scripts that I wrote for you. It's all by email. So there's a reason that people can actually go in, use this book, use these scripts, and come out with great deals. This is Trey. Trey got 3 cars using our system. He says, my son was in the market in 2025. He just got a 2025 Blazer. He said, I started sending emails in the wee hours of Tuesday morning. So those are email scripts that I wrote. They're in my book. You have access to them when you get my book. You're using all my scripts. We're not talking. We're not doing any of this by mouth and saying, oh, I got to remember What did Deshone say? Don't, oh, I didn't want to say that. None of that. There's no room to make a mistake. We're just typing, copying, and pasting. He says, emailed 25 to 30 dealerships, got 8 offers, closed the deal in 2 days. 2 days. So some of you, you're like, Deshone, I need a car in like 2 weeks. No problem. Trey got his in 2 days. So once you start this process of engaging with the dealers, you'll get a car in 3-4 days if you're slow, because that's the way it's set up. So he gets a $56,000 car. He closed the lease at $560 a month on this Blazer electric vehicle. $560 a month, first month's payment due at signing. That is a $56,000 car. And he's gotten 3 cars. He said his first one with our system was 2.5 years ago. He leased another vehicle for his daughter last October, and now he just got his son's lease. 1.5% lease, a 1.33% lease for his daughter, and a 1% lease for his son. So if you're doing it our way, you're sitting at home, you're getting multiple Cadillac dealers to compete by email, and then you're going to see, oh, this one's going to take off $2,000. This one's going to take off $5,000. These 4 are taking off nothing. This one, he's charging $3,000 over the list price. Oh, here's the winner. They're taking off $5,000. That's the best offer. Now, sometimes you get a deal like Sean, and we never know when the bottom is. And let's take this Genesis. Perfect example. This is a 2025 Genesis GV80. As you can see right here in writing, if you're on TikTok, you can't see, but if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, you can see. You can see, let me just take that comment down real quick, Dolan, so I can show the discount at the bottom of that sheet, please. Just snatch that just for 1 second. Look at that. $8,469 off retail price. Brand new 2025. Okay, you can put it back up, Dolan. Thank you. So when you look at that, this is the lowest offer of multiple offers. Maybe $8,500 is the best discount on this particular vehicle. But when we go to Sean, let's go to Sean. F-150 Lightning XLT, $73,000 vehicle. What's his discount? $21,000. Look at the dealer discount and look at the rebates. And every dealer is not going to tell you the rebates. Some dealers will not be honest with you about the rebates. They'll hold some of them or they'll hold all of them. When he got all his offers, he saved $21,000 off the price of the car. So how do we determine, to answer your question about the Cadillac Escalade, what's the discount between MSRP and invoice? We don't know. Could be the best discount could be $3,000. The best discount could be $5,000, could be $10,000, $12,000. We don't know. And because you don't know, you cannot negotiate. If you knew that the best discount you could get on a Cadillac Escalade was $8,000, you knew that, then it would be easy to negotiate. I'm just going to go on. All right, man, come on. You're at $6,000. Nah, man, I want another $1,000 at least. I'll let you keep the last $1,000, but you got to get me to $7,000 because you know the bottom, $8,000. No car that we go in to get do we ever know what the bottom is. So what you're doing is you're feeling for the bottom. But if Sean thought $10,000 off was the bottom for his F-150 Lightning, then he wouldn't have got $21,000 off. That's the danger. So when I say to you, you're leaving $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 on the table, you can't say to me, Deshone, no, I'm not. Because I get so many offers, man. I know I'm not leaving money on the table. You don't know you're leaving money on the table. I got $8,000 off my Infiniti truck I got when I leased it. How do I know that was the best offer? Because I had 7 other offers. I had 7 other offers of Infiniti dealers that I went back and forth with by email. This one giving me $3,000 off. This one $4,000. This one $6,000. This one $6,000. This one we'll do $8,000 off. You got it. You won. Took me 60 minutes. This is where I want you to get new cars, used cars. You're making your deals from home. You're the prize. You're going into the dealership to pick up your car, man. They like, man, you sell cars? How'd you was like quick, man, that you kind of knew what this was quick. Car salesmen going to love you because you didn't waste their time. You didn't tie up 8 hours of their time. They're making deals with you in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's great for everybody, but it's mainly great for you. That's what we want. Okay, all of this is in my digital book, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. It's not a mail book. It's a book. You can have it in your inbox in the next 5 minutes. Normally $97, but as part of our welcome offer, you can go to my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, click those links. You can go to the Facebook comments or the YouTube comments. Dolan has a link for you guys. You get 75% off. That's $24, but it's only for 2 hours. Now, if you visited earlier, some of you, I did a show, my last show, you might have visited the link and you missed the countdown. You'll see it's gone. So you want to make sure when you actually go there, even if you come back in a couple minutes, don't let that timer hit 0. Book's still worth $97. You saw Marie, she saved $13,000. So I think if Marie, if she was on the show, she would say, look, even if you missed the $24, get that book. Save me $13,000 off my price. All right. Corey Duncan, I'm just catching your comment on TikTok. Look, it works. Y'all, I promise. Leased a car back in April after using his book. Got the best deal. You see what I'm saying? Like, and this is all over. It's too many people for me to pay. When I tell y'all, like, it's too many people. I pride myself on not can Deshone get great deals. Obviously, you guys know if I could sit on here and answer your questions for an hour and a half. Clearly, I've been in the car business since 2006. Clearly, Deshone can get great deals, but can other people? That's why I'm showing you other people. That's why I'm showing you Benita. That's why I'm showing you Kimberly got 20 grand off her Maserati when she got it. Zafrina got 2 cars. She got a car last year, got her Jeep Grand Cherokee, $66,000 car. She got it for $579 a month. And then she just got another car that she posted 2026. Not even a 2025. 2026s. It ain't even out yet. She got a Kia, or just came out recently. Kia EV6, $76,000 vehicle. She got it for $742 a month. She leased it. Now, let me just do some math for you real quick on how crazy a deal that is that Zafrina got on her second car. The first one's crazy too. They're both crazy. But let me just, here's how we judge a lease. We judge a lease by how much we're paying and how much car we get to drive for that payment. So the reason I created the 1.5% rule is for you to know you're paying too much money for a car you're giving back. The 1.5% rule tells us if we divide the monthly payment into the MSRP with no money down, it creates a percentage. And if that percentage is over 1.5 for 12,000 miles per year, we're paying too much. It's no value there. It's a bad value lease. Let's look at Zafrina's deal that she just got. She's paying $742 a month, and she got a $76,000 car. So let's say, go into our calculator, $742 a month, 36 months. That equals $26,700. That includes taxes, everything. That is how much she's giving them for 3 years to drive this car. $26,700. It's a $76,000 car. You don't have to be a mathematician to know that if you walked into a showroom and you saw a $76,000 car, once taxes and fees and everything were on top, it's over 80 grand. And you could drive that car for 3 years for $26,000 and you give it back to them, we don't have to, we can imagine how much value that is. So that's how we judge a lease. And the more I pay, the more I have to look at, okay, is this a good lease deal? Is it a great lease deal? Is it a steal? Zafrina got a steal. Anything 1% or lower, it's a steal. From 1% to 1.5%, that's a good deal. Well, let's say from 1% to 1.25, great deal, great value. And then from 1.25 to 1.5, good lease deal. So it's good, great, and a steal. Any of those is good. It depends on the vehicle, and it depends on how well you get offers, because different vehicles have different lease programs. But once we get, you don't walk into a dealership and say, hey, get me to 1.25 or get me to 1. You don't do that. You got to see what the best offer gets you. But this is where you want to be at. Empowered shopping. Okay. Thanks, Randall. I'm working on my lease deal now from the book. Way to go. Way to go. All right, Dolan, go ahead. Pull up the next one. I'm going to take a sip of water. I see we still got a lot of questions to get to. Let's go. Mark is me. Good to see you on Instagram. Checking in. All right. Let's go. Does it matter if you email or call a dealership to find out the best price? All right. No. You just got to realize it's going to be different things that come with phone. The reason why. Okay. Who's a good negotiator? All right. Let me put it like this. Who's not a good negotiator? Honest. Who's not a good negotiator? You don't really like confrontation. Not a good negotiator. Let's go. Who's going to be honest? Oh, we got a bunch of good negotiators on here today. Bunch of good. Randall, Sassy. Who's okay. Okay. Couple people that want to be honest. You need to be quick with your words. You need to be, and that's what's going to happen. So let's just say you call. So this is what you're going to get. That's why I say if you're calling, you could try asking for sales managers. But the reason why email far exceeds getting the offers by phone. Now, look, getting the offers by phone is way better than walking in. But if you get the offers by phone, you still have to you have to try to lock down who the good dealer is, because you're not going to really have anything in writing. And that could be a problem. That could be a problem, because whenever you're going in and you're thinking this, that's why everything we do is from home. Your credit app is done from home. If I'm talking to somebody on the phone and I feel like I done talked to maybe 8 dealers, I got 5 offers, and one guy, Matt over at, that dealership it feel like he's being honest. He's giving me the offer. He told me this is what your payment's going to be. It includes taxes. It includes everything. Or this is what I'll sell you the car for out the door. Okay, I'm doing the credit app online because I want all of that firmed up before I get there. I have a video we're going to put out soon about a dealer who we just experienced this shopping for a client, where the dealer put something in writing. And then when we did the credit app, or the client did the credit app, changed the offer. So when they changed the offer, that means they didn't want to do that offer to begin with. Oh, no, they didn't change the offer. They said the car was sold. Me knowing what I know that what they wanted to do was tell you one thing and then they wanted you to come in so that you could so they could raise the price on you. This is why we are not going in until we do our credit app online. And when I tell you we are doing everything from home, except the test drive, we are doing everything from home. We're not going in, all right, come on in, let's finalize this. No, we'll come in and pick it up. You can send me the credit application. I will email you my driver's license. I'll email you my insurance card, because when you do this, your deal is solid. If you're going in the dealer to finalize your transaction, the deal is actually not solid. The deal can be changed. And what you'll see sometimes, like in this video we're going to post, is once they find out, they can't get you to come in to actually change the price, that's when they're going to start changing the tune. That's when things are going to change. And okay, I see what you were trying to do. You were trying to get me in there so that you could change the price on me. So that's why email is really the gospel when it comes to us. And another thing, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to remember what you're going to say. What's up, Robert Ishel? You don't have to remember what you're going to say. You don't have to worry about saying the wrong thing. When you're doing this by email, especially when you're using our stuff, if you have my book, my digital book, everything's in there. The scripts are in there. When they say, when can you come in? We have a script. When they say, hey, we only give quotes on for people who are in here, we have a script. When they say, hey, I don't have this car, but I might be able to get it for you. Are you open to that? We have a script for that. Everything, we have probably 50, 60 scripts. Everything they're going to say. So that allows us to have conversation by email. We're not just emailing. We're having, Marcus Me asked, I see a question about warranties. I got you. Hang on. Mark, we're not just emailing. We're having conversations by email. Big difference. Conversations by email move things forward. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, how about this? Hey, it's a back and forth. That's why our scripts are so powerful, and they move things forward and they keep it on your agenda. So again, me, myself, I could do it either way. If I was doing one car deal, I could call around. I'll ask for sales managers. I'll talk to the sales manager. I'll try to get a car deal done. But it's the transferring of information, and this doesn't work on a used car. So this only works on new cars. So if I was buying a used car, it's a whole different system. But another reason this isn't effective. What's up, Smitty? Hopping in on TikTok. Another reason that's not effective. Again, better than you walking in. I'm just being straight up with you. If you told me, is that better than me walking in? 100%. Get on the phone. You will do way better on the phone than walking in. But compared to email, you ask me like email or phone, which one's better? Because I can have conversations quicker. I have stuff in writing. I don't have to worry about not having something in writing, and I show up and I thought that it was this and then it's that. And then yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's enough. So again, in my book is all the scripts. And to say when they say this, then the conversation is going to move slower and you'll be typing everything manually. What should I say to them? All right, what should I say to this? When they say, oh, okay, these are the things that you want. Okay. But again, either way is better than walking into the dealerships. All right, go ahead. Next question. Good to see you. How do we apply for a soft credit pre-approval? You asked, can you get a soft credit pull? Which means your credit bureau, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they're looking now and saying, okay, you have a certain period of time where you can do to actually get different rates. But once that period of to update your credit score. So let's just say you get that hard inquiry, and when it closes, your credit score drops 10 points. Gotten 3, it would have window, same 10 points. But if you go and get another hard pull time, so you want soft credit pull, and if your bank or credit union doesn't do it, go to Google. Go to Google, type in soft credit pull pre-approvals. Find a bank that does it, because all you want to do is put your budget together. This might not be who you get a loan from. It's just for you to put your budget together. And if you've ever bought a house or you got a mortgage, you'll see, all right, you might pre-approve me for, 4.25 interest rate. And then once I go to get my loan or my mortgage, it might go to 4.3. It might go to 4.6. It doesn't matter. This is just a budget. You need something so that you can know how much you can spend. That's the purpose of the pre-approval. So it's no reason for you to ever give a hard credit pull. You are much better off just using the rule of every 5,000 is about $100 per month. Burn that into your head. Every 5,000 is about $100 per month. So that means when I'm looking at this $30,000 car, that's $600 a month for 5 years. What if I want it to be $500 a month? Then I need to, instead of taking out a loan for $30,000, I need to take out a loan for $25,000, which means I got to put $5,000 down. But if I'm taking out a loan for $30,000, it's going to be about $600 per month on a 5-year loan. You could go to 6 and it'll drop it a little. For 6, it'll drop it another, But if you don't have that rule of 5,000 in your head, you're too off in your budgeting. You need to have some type of anchor to what this car should cost me. If I'm looking at a $50,000 brand new car, I don't want to be able to, give me the $600 a month on that. Wait, Deshone already told me every 5,000 is $100 per month. How am I looking at a $50,000 car and saying get me the $600 on that? Just divide 50,000 by 500. You're gonna see, oh, that's $1,000. This thing costs $1,000 a month on a 5-year loan. Yes. No money down. Yes. This keeps you from getting in trouble. This keeps you from leaving out the dealership with a 9-year loan. You're at your payment, but your loan is for daggone. It's like if you might not know, there's 50-year mortgages. Who would take a 50-year mortgage? Anybody? Anybody volunteering for a 50-year mortgage? Any takers? I didn't think so. No. Why? If you went into a house, $500,000 house, and they said your payment is this for 30 years, but if you take a 50-year mortgage, it drops to this. Nobody on here would be like, okay, yeah, give me the 50-year mortgage. They're available because we've learned that 30 years is the longest you would take a mortgage. And that needs to be 72 months with cars. That's why I tell you 72 months should be the longest you ever consider for a car loan. And if you go in with these parameters, nobody can take advantage of you. All right. Let's go. We'll wrap in a car. We're almost done. I say let's go. I see we got maybe 1 or 2 more questions. We'll see. For lease, I can only go through the dealership finance department. We'll bring that one in next. I see you on TikTok. Anita, I see you. What's going on? Warranty extensions worth it? Oh, you mean extended warranties? Okay. Are extended warranties worth it? Depends on the car. With warranties, you're asking yourself, what's the odds that things are going to break on this car? And then how expensive are they to fix? And this is why when we get cars, we do something in step 4 of my book. There's a 5-minute process we do. It's a Google check where we check reliability. Every car you look at, you should be typing into Google 2025 this reliability. If you're buying a used car, you should be typing in 2023 Kia K5 reliability. And then you skim those articles. Thank you, Renee Cunningham. You skim those articles, and then you see, what are the third parties saying about this car? Are they saying the reliability is less than normal or less than average? There's tons of people who were in love with a car, and then they do this 5-minute exercise, and they see owners are reporting electrical issues with the car, software problems with the car. Owners are complaining about the infotainment system in the car. So this is this is what we call bad DNA. This is not something that when we buy used cars, you'll see in my book and you'll hear me talk about on the show, we screen down used cars with title history, service records, accident history. That's how we make sure it's a quality used car. Title, service records, accident history. But you could put all those things together. And if you got a car with bad DNA, it has electrical problems, none of that will fix it. So, Deshone, I did that whole search you told me, man. I did everything. I narrowed it down. I got a good car. I got the best price. But, man, the car is giving me problems. You skipped step 4. You didn't do that Google search I told you to do, right? No, I didn't, man. I didn't do it, man. I skipped that. That right there. Now you got a great deal on a bad car. So the things I'm telling you to do take 5 minutes. Nothing that I have talked about on this stream takes 2 hours or 1 hour or 45 minutes. Shoot, I have my car in 60 minutes. I do the whole process in 60 minutes. So not one thing I have told you takes more than 15 to 20 minutes at a time. So this is a 5-minute exercise concerning this question somebody asks, are extended warranties worth it? So extended warranties cannot fix a car with bad DNA. You want to skip that. So once you find out, okay, I got a car. For example, there's certain Nissans, when you pull them up, you do you're going to type in the year, the make, the model, longevity. Going back to the keepers. Everybody who answered earlier, they're a keeper. You buy your cars, you keep them more than 8 years, type K for keeper. You don't lease. I don't want you thinking about leasing. But if you're keeping, you need to think about warranties. Just like people who lease don't need to think about warranties for the most part, unless they're a high mileage driver, they're getting a high mileage lease, they're not thinking about warranties. So if you're a keeper, you're thinking about warranty, which means you need to look at longevity. There are certain cars you're going to type in, do this exercise, type in the year, make, model, and the word longevity to Google, and you're going to see this car, owners report transmission problems between 90 and 110,000 miles. There's nothing you can do to change that car's DNA. Nothing. So yes, you can get one with good service records, good accident history, good title history. Nothing you can do to change the fact that that car has transmission problems from 90 to 110,000 miles. So once you do that exercise, that quick 5-minute check, then we can look at what's the cost of repairs on this car. Is it a Mercedes where when something breaks, it's $2,000? If it's a Mercedes and something breaks, and you can keep typing your questions. If you have a question on TikTok, nothing's off limits. So we got time for a few more questions, but you got to type them in for us to bring them into the show. So are we, once you know what cars, like give you an example, you got a Honda, you got certain cars, they're very inexpensive. Something breaks on the car, the parts are cheap, inexpensive. These are the cars where you don't need extended warranties as much as you need a car when you look at a car that has high cost of repairs. So what should you be typing in for the car you want? Cost of repairs. If you're looking at a Volvo XC90, Volvo XC90 repair cost. Where does it fall? You're probably going to land on an article that shows you the rankings of cars repair costs. If you see that Volvo and Cadillac and Mercedes and all Range Rover, Land Rover, they're up here, then you need an extended warranty. Because when one thing breaks, if you got a $3,500 warranty, it might pay for the whole warranty. One thing. But if you're looking at a car and it's very low, Mazda or Honda or Toyota or very low cost of repair, then maybe you save the $3,000 and you don't get an extended warranty. You just put that money to the side. So it's going to depend on the car. When I worked for Mercedes, if somebody was buying a Mercedes, I told them, go in there, finance department, buy as much warranty as you can afford. That was my words all the time. Buy as much warranty as you can afford. IDK, following your book to secure a lease. How do I get it without putting money down? We don't shop with money down. So you haven't gotten to that section yet. I'm glad you have the book, IDK, but there's no scenario when you're using our templates and scripts where we shop with money down. In step 3 of the book, which is deal focused budgeting, I explain how down payments come in, and I explain the risk of down payments. But when we're in step 5, which is reaching out to dealers where we're getting our offers, there's no down payment that ever comes into the conversation. All of our lease offers are with first month's payment due at signing. That's not a down payment, because it's just like when you rent an apartment, you pay your rent at the beginning of the month. When you lease your car, you pay the payment at the beginning of the month. And that's it. That's not a down payment. That's your first month's payment. But no, all you do is just follow the book. There's no again, and stay on the steps. Here's what I want to drive home when it comes to this book. And I see we had somebody, Linda March, on Instagram. I see you. Grab Linda March's question, please, on Instagram, Dolan. Do not read this like this is some seminar. There's 2 types of people who use the Cars from Home stuff. All of our stuff is made to be like you having a conversation with me. If you jumped on the phone with me and you said, Deshone, this is what I want. What's my first step? I would give it to you, and then you go do it. I wouldn't say to you, okay, Linda, you're going to do this, and then once you do that, go and do this, and then once you do that, go and do this, and then do that, and then by the time you finish this, you'll see this on this website, and then you'll be ready to pick up your car then. How would that go for you? Carrie Ann, Gifted Hands Cash, good to see you on Facebook. Well, how would that go for you? You would be like overwhelmed, confused, messing up. That's the way it is when you get my digital book, Cars from Home, and you read it straight through. What you're seeing, all the steps. The last step 7 is delivery or pickup, and I'm congratulating you. You did it. The step before that, we're going over paperwork in the finance department and extended warranties. You shouldn't be there, because you should be going through step 1, checking it off. Deshone told me do this. Step 2, check it off. Step 3, and then once you get to step 7, which is delivery, check, just picked up my car. It's a checklist, not a Bible or a almanac for car research or car studies. That's not what it is. And so I want to let you know that, so that you don't come in thinking you're about to learn a lot about cars. In fact, that's how it was when I first started. My first book was called 52 Car Buying Questions Smart People Don't Ask that cost them thousands. 52 car buying questions smart people don't ask that cost them thousands. That book's not for sale anymore, but if you Google it, it's highly rated. People loved it. People said, Deshone, I use this book, man. I learned so much, and I got a good deal. Because I still was teaching you how to get to the multiple offers, but it was too much information. That was when I came and I started teaching, and I said, I want to teach y'all. I want to teach you everything I know. No, the way my book now is, Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships, is to get you right from where you're at to your car. 90 minutes, 2 hours from home. Boom, boom. Little small exercises here, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Boom. All right, I'm picking up my car. So that's why we have the success stories that we have, because of the fact that it's a focused step-by-step book. Okay? So you can get your copy in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio, the YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments. It's 75% off. That's the welcome offer. It's normally $97, but you can get yours for $24 as long as you get to my bio and Instagram, TikTok, or the YouTube comments or the Facebook comments before that 2 hours expires. This is Brian, just got his first ever lease using the book. Thank you, Brian. 2025 Honda HRV, $30,000 car, $395 a month. That's a 1.2% ratio. No money down. Initial quotes from that dealer was $434, and he used the counter offer calculator and got it down to $395. So that's his best offer, not to be confused with his only offer. That's his best offer that went from $434 down to whatever he ended up paying to get it to 1.2%. So that is how you want to do it. Step by step, go grab your book. Make sure when you get your book, screenshot the thank you page, because my support team's email is on there. Sometimes you're typing fast, you misspell your email, but as soon as you actually pay the $24 and get your book, you'll see the book is on the thank you page. So you can click that link, open it, save it. Make sure you save that link, because every time I update the book, that link is your master link, and I also email you a copy. Okay, and then you'll have everything we teach step by step to get as many cars as you want. You'll see, you'll be like Sheree, you'll be like Zafrina, 2 and 3 and 4 cars. Rosalie, 4 cars. Ken, we talked about. Trey, we talked about earlier, 3 cars. These people have been with us since 2021 and 2022. So if you're new here, you got people that's already 3, 4 cars up on you using what we use. And, catch up. All right, go ahead, Dolan. I saw we got a couple more from Carrie Ann. We got Linda March. Following your book to secure a lease, how do I get it? Oh, that's what we just answered. We already answered that one from IDK. I saw you grabbed it, but I answered it before you grabbed it. Carrie Ann Gifted Hands. Evening. Okay. Can a dealership... I'm sorry. I'm having trouble reading. I'm going to have tea on these broadcasts, because can a dealership take your newly purchased vehicle to a private mechanic without telling you? Actual dealership, because he refused to pay the money to get it fixed. Can a dealership take your newly purchased car? So if they're taking it to a private mechanic, then it most likely does not have a manufacturer warranty, because if it had a manufacturer warranty, for example, Kia has a 10-year manufacturer warranty, bumper to bumper warranty. I think it's 10-year bumper to bumper. But when the manufacturer puts a warranty on a car, dealerships don't really want to take it anywhere, because the manufacturer is covering the cost. They're covering the cost of the parts. They're paying the dealership for the labor. So it sounds to me like you got a pre-owned car and it was newly purchased to you, but it doesn't have a warranty. So they may have offered you some form of warranty. Maybe they put something in writing. And whenever you buy a car, you should have something in writing on the buyer's order. This is why we have a whole step in my book for paperwork and protection. That's step 6, because you need to have certain things in writing before you actually take delivery or pick up. But it sounds like they probably had an in-house warranty, like, hey, if you come back, you got 30 days or 3,000 miles, or you got 90 days, and if anything goes wrong, just come on, bring it back. And now you brought it back because you had an issue. And they're looking and saying, well, our guys can't fix the issue, or we don't want to pay our guys to fix it. We're going to pay, this guy over here, and he's going to fix it. He can do that, because there's nothing in writing that says he can't do that. And she said, correct. Ask me how I know. I swear, the reason why I invite you into my world, guys, is because everything that you think is complex is totally normal for us. That's a crazy situation for you. I can tell you exactly what's going on, because I've seen this situation for the last 20 years. So when you're coming into our world, it's like, wow, this guy really knows. I see why he can kind of keep me calm, because this stuff is calm for me. That's where I want you. It's like being with somebody and you're going into a scary situation, but they've been here 200 times. Oh, it's dark back there. No, nothing ever comes from back there. When we get up here, you're going to hear some sounds in the bush, but that's just little raccoons, and they're harmless. They actually like, oh, okay. You start to get more comfortable because the other person has been here a lot. So there's nothing in writing that says he can't do that. But if it is in writing that he needs to fix the issue, that's really all you care about. What's really in writing is you need to fix this. How you fix it and who you get to fix it, that's your internal business. If you want to take it and outsource it to another mechanic because your mechanic can't figure it out, that's fine. Some dealers have a relationship with a dealer up the road. So if a used car dealer might take it to a Subaru dealer if it's a Subaru, and they might, but their thing is they need to get it fixed because they're obligated. You said just purchased it, went back into the shop 2 weeks later, still did not have it back. Exactly. So they're going to try to do everything possible to get it fixed. And that may include taking it to someone who they think can fix it. Now, I assume, are your payments due? Did you start a loan? Because this is different if you have a loan and you have my car and I have a payment due in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 week. And if my payment is due, then I'm going to actually wait probably 1 month. And if I don't have anything in writing of when I'm getting this car back, then I'm going to make a police report. And because now I'm getting ready to either unravel this deal, you got to give me a car. I need to, and watch this. Why the police report? It's to document what's happening. First of all, people don't like to see police pull up to their, it's leased. It's a brand new car. It's a brand new car. Most leases are brand new. In which case, a private mechanic shouldn't be working on a brand new. No, it's used. That's another reason we don't lease used cars. That's uncommon. See, that's what I was saying. Leasing used cars is very uncommon. No competition, warranty issues. This is why it's not a mainstream thing. And this is why it's not something that I recommend. But I don't say it's not possible. Because when people say, oh, Deshone, could you lease a used car? I'm not going to say, no, you can't. But what I'm going to say is, we don't. Now, you have is there a warranty in writing? Did they write something on? Because now you pretty much have a payment on a car that's used. What is the warranty? What did they put in writing that they would cover if something went wrong? They had to put something in writing because they're covering it now. They have to fill some form of obligation. You paid 2 payments, but what warranty did they give you? Was it a certified car? Because that would give you a year warranty from the manufacturer. But again, I don't think you have a manufacturer warranty. In fact, I almost know you don't, because they wouldn't be taking it to a private mechanic if it had a manufacturer warranty. Originally $32,000 at the end, $62,000 through. Originally $32,000 at the end, $60,000 through Exeter. Yes. Well, I mean, originally $32,000. I don't know what you mean by that. Is that your mileage? I need to know. Did they put something in writing saying that they were giving you a warranty? We'll try to work through this, because it's no different than if you bought a car from them. There's a bank involved, but it's a used car. It's no warranty, and they're pretty much holding on to it and trying to fix it. And if they can't fix it, we need to know, are they obligated to fix it or not? If there's nothing in writing saying, hey, you have this time where you can bring it back and we'll fix it, then that's gonna be that's gonna be hell for you. So we really don't want that. So, but I can't tell you how to approach this without knowing what is in writing. And again, when you get my book, not you, I'm just gonna try to help you through, but I'm talking to you. That's why we have step 6 is paperwork. Because when you're sitting there looking at a bunch of paperwork and they're telling you to sign it, okay, sign this now. All right, this is your motor vehicle stuff. This is your okay, do you want this? What is important and what's not? What is important and what's not important? Out of all of this stuff, there may be 2 words on here that I need to know. I need to look at that buyer's order, and I need every used car, every single used car. I need to know what the warranty is when I drive off. Is it as is? That means when I drive off, it's on you. If the axle falls out on the highway 5 miles from here, you just signed an as is deal. Buyer beware, it's on you. Is it 30 days, 1,000 miles? Who's going to do the work? Is it from the manufacturer? Is it from this dealership? Where can I go and use this at? You got to come back here. Do I have to go? Is this a nationwide warranty? I need to know what is covered on this paperwork so that I don't end up in a situation that we're trying to get out of right now. The warranty is through portfolio protection. So it's a warranty. May not be a good one, but it's a warranty. So if there's a warranty, that means they're obligated to fix it. And if they're taking too long to fix it, and I have a payment, did they put you in a loaner car? Are you driving now? What are you driving now? If I bought a car with a warranty and then it had problems, I dropped it back off to the dealership and they had it for 2 weeks, and I have payments I'm still making on it, I just got it and it's in the shop, I'm not going to let that car stay in the shop more than 30 days with no car. I'm in a loaner. Okay, so you got to just chill out. You got to just chill out. Hopefully the loaner is as nice as the car you got. And if the car and if that's the case, then you just chill out. It's not a mainstream program you're in. It's like a black market program. That's the best way I could describe it. These companies that lease used cars, it's a black market kind of behind. It's not a mainstream thing. That's why all of these companies are small or like very little known name companies. They could go out of business. Nobody knew. Who the heck were they? Nobody knew. Portfolio such and such went out of business. I never even heard of them. Who were they? Because they operate in the black market back there. So the general manager refused to pay the $4,300 for the corrosion on an important part. Again, what's your payment on the car? I just want to, I think this is a valuable lesson. They've had my van since from June 19th. Oh, they've had the van for that long? And you've been in the loaner? Holy crap. All right, what do I do from you? What's your payment on the car? Company had your car for months. You leased it, dropped it off because it was having problems. They've had it for months and can't fix it. And you're paying $775 a month. What kind of vehicle is this? What kind of vehicle is this that we're paying $775 a month for? I just want to give you some time to type. I mean, I like to try to give you I like to try to give you a like what would I do in this situation? And then you have to realize that you can never put yourself in this situation again. Pacifica, a Chrysler Pacifica. It's just getting worse and worse. $775. Do you know what you could be driving for $775? See, the used car leases. Why the used car leases? They don't even make financial. It's not even like a huge financial win. If you'd have told me I'm driving a Chrysler Pacifica and it's $300 a month, $250 a month, then I'd said, okay, well, maybe they're giving you a stupid deal. But I could show you 5 cars for $775 a month that are $80,000 and $90,000 cars, brand new cars. I'm sorry, for $775 a month, I can show you $775, $60,000 cars, $55,000 to $65,000 cars, no money down. I also traded in a Buick and they gave me $2,000 for that. Listen, dear. All right. They want to keep you in the car. God, how can you get out of this car? Oh man. And just so you know, some situations you can't get out of. So it's not like there's always a way out. There are some situations. That's why the reason why I want you to have my book, 7 Steps, Cars from Home, 5-star rated, Google it. The reason why is because you're not going to, once you sign that paperwork, it's not as easy as you've been taught to just get out of it. If it's a bad deal, if it's an overpayment, you go switch your car, it doesn't mean you got out of that deal. You just got out of that car. You rolled over the negative equity to this deal. Car deals are like, once you sign them, the damage is done. And then it's about, all right, what's the best way to get out where I lose the least amount of money on this deal? But I'm going to lose. Negative equity, it's going to be there. So it's much better to arm yourself beforehand than to say, all right, I'm in this situation now. How do I get out of it? Because some situations can't be gotten out of. People used to walk into the dealership, they got 15,000 of negative equity. Oh man, you can't get me in nothing. Can't get you in nothing. Well, when I put you at this car, you see this car, you like it, right? Yeah, man, I like that. All right, I got you the $450 a month on that car. That's a good payment. Absolutely, man. Come on, I'll take that right now. Okay, now let's bring your $14,000 of negative equity over. Yet $450 a month. That goes up to now $700 a month. Oh man, shoot, man. Yeah, nah, that I can't even afford that. But hey, here's the bad part. Even if you could afford it, the bank's not going to approve it. So it doesn't matter if you could afford it because the bank's not going to approve it. So you cannot get out of that car. So that's why you arm yourself now. That's why I'm telling you, before you need a car, before you go sign the paperwork, make sure that you are armed with the right information. So now, if in this particular case, and you have a cosigner, you put a cosigner on here, told us to wait 6 months, and then we can switch owner names and info. Every time I think this can't get worse, you make another comment, and it just gets worse and worse. They called me in yesterday to pick it up, and the same problems were present. Good Lord. I'm almost stumped. Okay. All right. You need to find out how many miles are on this car? How many miles are on this car? This is not a good situation. So I don't. I'm. That's why it's harder. And what I'm about to tell you, it might not even work. You may just be stuck in it. I'm trying to see if we can slice it any way possible to give you some form of solution. But if they keep giving you the car back, same issues, 60,000 miles on the car. Okay, so what I would do is I'm gonna you call and get the payoff. It's gonna be low. I mean, it's gonna be high. Call and get the payoff because your payment 775. I'm trying to see if you can sell your way out of it. Can you do a lemon law on a used car? Let's see. Yes, some states have lemon laws that cover used cars, but the specifics vary by state. What state are you in? If they can't fix the same issue, but it's an aftermarket warranty. What state are you in? Maryland. Let me see. On a used car, Maryland. In Maryland, the lemon law primarily focuses on new cars or lease cars. Nope, that's not going to work. Jeez. I'm gonna be real with you. You could shoot me an email. I don't know if you can get out of this. You know, a contract is binding. You signed a contract. And let me tell you this. I don't know if you can get out of this without losing. You could just stop paying the car, have a repo on your credit. A lot of people will do that. I'm going to drop this car off, take your car back, voluntary repo, credits tore up. Not a good solution. It's going to cripple you from moving forward with cars. It's going to make it hard for you to get your next car. And then when you get a car, it's going to make that deal is going to be bad. How long is the lease? So this is just for those of you who are just joining us. We have this young lady got she leased a used car. Don't do this. And again, I'd like you to email me. Maybe I'll think of something that will come up as a solution. But you know, I trust you're gonna learn from this. It sucks. It's a horrible situation, and it's evidence of how bad certain bad structures can be. Because and again, I know some of you who've joined me for a long time, you may be used to, well, Deshone has a solution for everything. Not everything. There's times where you are too buried, and the only thing that will heal the wounds is time. That's the only thing. The deal is done. You have to pay down the deal. And then in a year, 2 years, you might be able to make a move, but you have to suck it up, bite the bullet, and we might be able to lean on them to get the car fixed. 78 payments. How? You said you leased it. This is a loan then. This isn't a lease then. 78 payments. You're in an 80-month loan on a Chrysler Pacifica paying $775 a month. It's not a lease, that's a loan, and it's 8 years that it's 7 years. 7-year loan. I mean, this is why I do what I do. You know, like, I don't want you thinking, okay, maybe you don't sign, maybe you don't make a mistake that is this serious, but this is cars. When I'm breaking down these big numbers and I'm throwing out these big numbers, oh, this is a $4,000 mistake. Oh, if you don't do this, yep, you're looking at about $4,000 or $5,000 you're gonna leave on the table. You take a loan that's too long, yep, you're gonna overpay by probably about $4,000 or $5,000. That might sound like nothing to you, but how I'm telling you based on me being in dealerships and seeing situations where I'm like, you made a lot of mistakes. You combined all the mistakes and you made them. So I'm just Jesus. So you're in an 80-month loan, not a lease, and you have $775 a month to pay. You are so that means that loan, just to give you an idea of how much you've paid, you've been charged for this car. It's $775 a month times 80 is $62,000. So we're paying $62,000 over 8 years, over almost 8 years, or almost 7 years. Wait, 80 months, not 84. So yeah, almost 7 years for a Chrysler Pacifica. So we can't trade out of it. We can't sell our way out of it. That car is probably worth $20,000 at best. 2021 Chrysler Pacifica, 60,000 miles on it. That car is probably worth $20,000. But they charge you're going to end up paying $60,000 for it. Jesus. Most people will let the car go. Most people will let the car go. I don't. If you run your negative equity, that is exactly what it's saying. 62,000. That's exactly what it's saying. $62,400 to be exact, including the $2,000 down payment. What's the name of this company that you did business with? My friend will not let that fly. That is one of the worst car transactions that I've ever seen anyone in. And your friend is on the deal with you as a co-signer. This is level 10 out of 10 bad. Rich Morton Mazda. Do you know what your credit score was roundabout when you made this deal? Rich Morton Mazda in Maryland. Everyone remember that name. Rich Morton Mazda in Maryland. Stay away from them. This is one of the worst deals I've ever seen. She is the main person they told me I could not sign the papers. We wouldn't be friends anymore. Now, here's the truth. Nobody pulled the wool over anybody's eyes. We looked at these numbers. She didn't say to you, wait, these numbers look crazy. I'm not signing them. You're not getting this car. Both of you went in there and signed these deals. So let's I'm not even going to say she's the friend, but nobody's going to say, well, y'all tied me up and held a gun to my head and made me sign those numbers, and y'all didn't even read those numbers to me. So, but, jeez. Jeez, this, you're buried. You are buried in this car. The only way, and what's crazy is, even if you voluntarily let it go, you ruin your friend's credit because she's the one who signed for the car. Bad, 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 everything bad. I wish there was a silver lining that I could think of. What I would do is, as soon I would find, you need to find out how upside down you are. You need to go on CarMax, write down these 6 sites, write down these 6 websites. You need to go on CarMax, Driveway, Kelly's Blue Book, Cash Offer, Auto Nation, Carvana, Car Gurus, Cash Offer. And you need to see what that car is worth. Let's say they say the highest offer is $25,000. $25,000. The total of your payments is not what you owe. That's what you would have paid after 7 years. You need to call the bank and you need to get the payoff. That is what you do tomorrow morning. You go on those websites tonight or today. You find out what this Chrysler Pacifica is worth. And then you call the bank tomorrow or the next or whenever, and you get the payoff. And you need to know what that gap is. If that gap is $25,000, then I am trying to get out of that car, and it might not be this year. It might not be this year, but I need to right now. I would go into an electric car lease where I could get, like, there are certain electric cars, and if I was shopping them, I would choose a bunch of them that were 50. I mean, I got a couple people who've gotten like Val, she just got her electric vehicles. Some of these electric vehicles people are saving. This is a 1.16, but even going back to Zafrina's first deal, she got an electric car and she probably got like close to 17 grand off the car. Milligan, I always use Milligan because she got one of the biggest discounts ever using what we use. It's an electric car, but she got, where's Milligan? I got to label these better, Dolan. Remind me I got to label these better because I cannot just cycle through these. Sean got 20 grand off. The reason why you need a car that when you shop your deals, you need like $30,000 off the price of the car. And because right now you're paying a high payment and the car is worth nowhere near what you're paying. So as you pay $775 every month, you're paying it towards an asset that is worth nowhere near what you're paying. You also need to find out if you have gap insurance. So I'm going to give you those 2 homework assignments. And then the next time we're live, you jump on the show and you tell us what you did. Those 2 homework. Find out if you have gap insurance. And then you need to get your payoff and go on those websites and get the cash offers and find out what the gap is. Because if the gap is $25,000, then what I'm doing is I'm shopping. If you listen, you get, before I tell you to get the book so that you can shop a bunch of different electric cars from home, you need to get $25,000 off the price of some electric car. while they still got the rebate, while they still got the incentives. Those incentives are going to go away. When do the electric car incentives go away? Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. When do EV incentives? I'm gonna tell you, you're probably gonna see. We're not talking about tax credits. You're probably gonna see huge electric vehicle incentives for the extended future because they're still building them, and not many people want them right now. So you need to get like $25,000 off the price of some car or more. Like I said, with Milligan, she got 50. She got almost 27,000 off, and then you would roll that over into a new car, and you would lease it, and your payment's going to be high, but you're going to be in a good car. So if you lease a car and you end up with a, after you knock off that 25, 30, $30,000, and I would be just shopping multiple electric vehicle leases using our system. Again, at this point, you're either going to listen to me or you're not. So, I mean, I'm just going to assume you are. And you would just run multiple electric cars through our 25 to 5 system and see, all right, how much could I get off that one? Oh, they're saving me 15 grand. Nah, that's not enough. All right, let me go pick this Kia SUV. All right, how much can I get off that? Oh, 17 grand. Nope, nah, that's not enough. Oh, let me pick this one. Oh, they're giving me 22 off. All right, that's better. Let me see if I switch this car over to that, how much they would give me. And you're trying to get out of that car, but you cannot bring all of that negative equity over unless you already knocked down this new car by $20,000 or $25,000, because the bank is not going to approve it. So you need something that you can save that kind of money off of, and then come over to a lease. And then, all right, forget about lowering your payment right now. You could lower your payment right now. You need to get out of that car into a better car for the same payment or similar payment. You're not lowering your payment. Only way you're going to lower your payment is to get rid of the car, ruin your friend's credit. But once you do that exercise, let me know where the gap is. Next time you see me live, jump on. Hey, Deshone, I did it. The gap is like $22,000. The gap is $30,000. If the gap's 30, then we got to see what we do there. But the long-term plan is I need to get out of this, and I need to get into an electric vehicle that I can lease for 3 years so that I can bury all that negative equity into this car. And what it's going to be is it'll be like, all right, I'll knock 25 grand off the price. Normally my payment would be stupid low, like $250 a month, because I just knocked 25 grand off this. But I'm actually just putting the 25 grand from this Pacifica back on there. So it's still going to be around 700-800, but I'm driving a brand new car. And then once my 3-year lease is up, I can actually be done with this versus being in this for 78 more months. All right. So next time I'm live, jump on and, tell me you did the homework, and we can see if we can actually, try to get you to some form or fashion of some type of end. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the electric car. Can't help you. Can't help you. I appreciate you being on here, but you should have not been a fan of this. How are we in a 2020? This is the part where we have to realize you have your friend tied to this car. And I'm telling you what you may be able to do to get her out of this situation and get out of this Chrysler Pacifica. That is a car that is worth $20,000 that you have a loan on of 55,000+. And you're like, I don't like this electric car. I'm not a fan of it. I'm telling you, there's tons of them out there. We should not even have our friend on this deal. So be a quality friend. Don't be like the people who will come into the dealership, put their friend on the credit, on the credit. Hey, can you sign for me? I had one girl that would come in and she had her mom on one car, burned her mom, and they had somebody else from the church coming in here to sign for her to get another car because she burned her mother's credit. Didn't care about nobody. Do not be that person. You have someone tied. Your friend was nice enough to be on this horrible, terrible deal with you. Now you need to do something to show her you are trying to get her out of this deal, regardless of how you feel about the car, because you should be feeling terrible about the Chrysler Pacifica that you're in that we have an 80-month loan on. She is the one who put us in this situation, and we are trying to go the best route. So how are you in the deal? Does the lease go from the day you got it to the anniversary date? It goes usually 3 years. How are you in the deal? When you're saying your friend is the one that put you in the situation, in one breath you're saying, believe it or not, she's the one who encouraged me to get it. And then in another breath, you're saying she's the one who put me in the deal, who put us in this situation. I don't care who put you in the situation. It's a horrible situation. So if you want, that is the only solution, and it may not even work. So let me just be clear. Lots of people on the show that seem to be very interested in your story. This is a very interesting story. There's not many times I had to jump on this show and hear something where I'm like, you're probably not going to end up with another car. You're probably going to be stuck in that car for at least 3 years, paying down the balance because you owe too much on it. And maybe you can lean on them to fix it, but there's no lemon law, so it's not like you can actually put it through a lemon law. So you might just be giving it back to them to fix, giving it back to them to fix. But you're in the loaner and your friend's on the paperwork. So that tells me the car was for you. It wasn't for your friend. So your friend signed for the car knowingly, may have encouraged you to get the car. Yeah, girl, I'll do it. Listen, I want to see you win. Look. Maybe didn't know what she was signing, didn't understand. All right, you're $775 a month. Can you afford that? Okay, yeah, I could afford that. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna sign for it. Didn't realize maybe it was for 7 years, and didn't realize that, oh shoot, you're gonna be paying 60 grand for this car, and didn't know, oh, this car is gonna be in the shop, but it's your car because you're the one in the loaner. It's not her car. She's not in a loaner. So there's only one potential solution where you could even think about getting out of this car, because no one can get you out of a car that you're $30,000 buried in. There's no bank. You could have a 900 credit score, never missed a payment in your life. No bank is going to approve taking $30,000 from this Chrysler and putting it onto whatever new car you decide you want. You need to get a huge discount off of some car. There's no car that's going to give you $30,000 off or $25,000 off except an electric vehicle. So if I'm telling you something that may not even work, but it's your only route, that's all you got. You want to come up with something else, repo the car, ruin your friend's credit, I got nothing to do with that. My only job is to try to provide and advise a solution to when people tell me, this is my situation, this is my goal. Normally people have 2 or 3 options. You have half an option. Like, you ever play spades? 1 and a possible, 3 and a possible. You have none and a possible. The possible might not walk. But I'm telling you, do this exercise, and then we can see if that possible will walk. If it doesn't, you got no books. You stay in the car, and that's your only option. It's a bad situation. One of the worst I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that to beat you up. I'm saying that so you realize the severity of the transaction. So if I have to bite this bullet and I got to pay this car for the next 2 years, 3 years, it's because I'm in a bad situation. And then when I pay down this car, maybe I can make a different move in 2 years. And then I'll be much wiser before I make my moves so that I never end up in this situation again. Okay? So for everybody who joined, this was great. Again, my goal is to keep you from ever making mistakes. Every mistake you make on a car transaction costs you thousands of dollars. There is no the least expensive mistake you could make is getting gap insurance when you didn't need it. Getting gap insurance when you didn't need it, you just paid probably $400 or $500. You didn't need it. All right, you lost $400 or $500. That's the least expensive mistake you can make on a car. Everything else is thousands of dollars, $2,000 mistakes, $5,000 mistakes, and more. So you can avoid every mistake by having a step-by-step checklist. If it's in Deshone's book, I do it. If it's not in his digital book, I don't do it. So there's no way I'm going to make a mistake. That's okay, TJ girl. We'll be back tomorrow. If I'm giving you a checklist, check, do this, check. You're doing everything I say do. There's no room for a mistake. You're not following an almanac. You're following a checklist. That's why my book is called Cars from Home, 7 Steps to Saving Time, Money, and Avoiding Dealerships. Step 1 through 7, check them off. You do car transactions mistake-free. You don't miss any money with your financing. You don't buy bad cars. You don't do anything that you're like, oh, was this good? No, it's a checklist. So normally it's $97. It's a digital book. So you can have it in your inbox in about 5 minutes, and you'll get it for 75% off as part of our welcome offer in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, Facebook comments, or the YouTube comments. There's a link there. Just get there before that 2-hour countdown expires. Once it expires, it goes back up to $97, which is still worth every penny. You spend $700 on a home inspection. Why do you spend $700 on a home inspection when you might not even buy the home? Inspector might come back and say to you, you know what? Hey, listen, I got the report for you. Just so you know, that roof needs replacing. Those boards, the electrical system in the back. There's a lot of stuff that's not up to code. And then in the basement, you got some water coming in through the foundation there. Listen, house needs a lot of work. Here you go. $700. You and your family might not buy that house. Do you say to yourself, man, I wasted that $700. Man, we could have kept our $700. No. You say to yourself, man, I'm glad we got that home inspection, man. We would have been in trouble. So this is how we approach cars. This is how people who I show you throughout the stream approach cars when they're working with Cars from Home. They're like, I want to make sure that if I can spend $24 and get Deshone's book, and that is my form of a home inspection, that's me guaranteeing I don't make a bad move, then I'm going to go spend that. And if I miss the $24 price and it's $97, then I'm going to go spend that to make sure I don't go out here and make a $5,000 bad decision. That's what we hold ourselves to. Thank you, Stephen Nash. Good to see you. So go grab your copy before the countdown expires. Get it for $24 instead of $97. It's in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, YouTube comments, or the Facebook comments. And then use that step-by-step. New cars. Everything is in there for you to shop empowered, mistake-free, for you to be the prize. You deserve to be the prize. There is nothing else that you would spend $10,000 or $50,000 on, or some of you are going to get a $100,000 car. There's nothing else that you would go in spending that money on, and you wouldn't feel like you're the prize. You wouldn't go into the mall to spend $40,000 and say, y'all better get the velvet ropes. If you went into the mall to make a $40,000 decision, you'd be, hey, close this store down. I'm about to spend $40,000. You'd be bringing champagne out. All right, close the velvet ropes. Where's the velvet ropes? Everybody stay outside. This person's about to spend $40,000. But a $40,000 car, You go in and you'll take the mistreatment. You'll leave buyer's remorse. Not anymore. When you make the decision to get your book, follow these steps, you are mistake free. You'll save all the money. And then when you drive off in your car, you feel like you're the prize. This dealer won my business. That credit union, that bank won my loan. This deal, buyer, Carvana, CarMax, Driveway, they got to buy my old car because they put the best bid up. Everybody won a bid. And that's how I know I won, because everybody competed for my business. I didn't beg none of you for anything. That's how we do. So go get your book. And if you want to get started and you're like, Deshone, you know what? Is there anything I can get started for free? Because I'm just getting to know you. I don't really know you yet. Now I want to see, then go grab my free cheat sheets. Dolan will put a link in the comments for you guys. It's Deshone's cheat sheets. It's also in my TikTok bio, my Instagram bio. And you can see what we give to people who want free advice to get you started. But if you're like, no, give me the blueprint. Give me the bang, bang, step by step, start to finish. That's my digital book. Go get it. And carry in gifted hands. Please check back in with us. Let me know when you do that exercise how big that gap is between what the Pacifica is worth and what the cash offers will buy. What we'll pay for it, and then hopefully you can get to some solution. So I appreciate you sharing the story. I appreciate you being forthcoming, and certainly we'll wait to hear from you. Thank you everybody for joining us. We've been on here for almost 2.5 hours. It was a longer show, but I hope you all got a lot out of it. We talked a lot about all different things. Yeah, that's Denzel on the bookshelf. Absolutely. I got a lot of people on the bookshelf. I got Lucille Ball on the bookshelf. I got Miss Harriet Tubman on the bookshelf. Mr. Marcus Garvey. Who knows who that is? That's the great one. Y'all know what it is. I only have the greats around me. Alexis Chu, you don't know who that was? Who could tell Alexis who that last person was? Man, you better get up on the honeymooners. Yep, that was, yes, TJ girl. Yep, Jackie Gleason. Yep, that is right. The great one. So yeah. So yes, so it was a pleasure. We'll be back. We'll be back for another show. When you see us, jump on, get your questions answered. For those of you who have my book, I want to thank you. Shout out to I saw a couple people say they grabbed their book and they were using, they were ready to use it. I would get the paperwork through email, never received it. I need your help. I bought 2 brand new cars. I was told I would get the paperwork by email, never received it. So call the dealership. Call it. You bought 2 brand new cars. You said you would get the paperwork by email. You never received it. Call the dealership and, hey, where's my paperwork? Ask for the finance manager. Where's my paperwork? That's what you do. All right. So, all right. I'll let everybody go. I'm tired. I can't even get myself together. This is, I'm going to jump off and we'll be back. We'll be back for another show. Make sure you get your book in my TikTok bio, Instagram bio, the comments, or the Facebook comments or the YouTube comments. And I'll see y'all on another show. All right. God bless you.